It says, in that day there will be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar of the Lord at its border. And it will be for a sign. And should I not pity Nineveh, the great city, in which there are more than 120,000 persons who cannot discern between right hand and their left?
God bless you. May be seated. I am the Reverend Shnorr. Normally, I read a little something from a good book, start things out. Today's going to be a little different. Today, I'm going to read this. Rape, murder, it's just a shot away. It's just a shot away. It's just a shot away. Rape, murder, it's just a shot away. A flood is threatening my very life today. Give me shelter. Oh, I'm going to fade away. God bless you, Charlie Watts. Hey, on that happy note, welcome to the show. It's been a little while since I've been here. I've been tuning to the sick for the most part, more or less. And they got lots of things going on. Glad to see lots of people are here. We got Fisherman and Oakley Brothers, and of course Nelson Toe, always regular, and Kerry Vaden. And you, I'm glad you're here. I'm talking to you. Welcome. If you're new to our little congregation, hop in. Let us know you're here. Tell us who you are and what you're about. And you know what? Share this with your friends and your family. Tell them, hey, jump in. The water's warm. It's nice. Okay, let's get the show on the road, more or less. Let's bring in Brother Carlito and so he's got on tap for the Revs today. What's going on, Brother Carlito?
Reverend, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing good. I was nervous about you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's summertime.
Okay.
And it's, love in the time of COVID.
Okay.
So I had to get out there and tend to the flock, more or less. I had to go around laying hands on people and making sure everyone's all right.
The word on the street is they saw you at Wrigley Field walking to the bars.
Oh, yeah, I took in a Cub game, too. I
was... Wait, did you take in a Cub game before or after the trade deadline?
Oh, after everybody was gone. It's the only way they let me in there. Couldn't afford to go when they had people to watch. So it's it's a lovely beer garden they got going there.
Lovely ivy, deep green right now, flourishing.
Beautiful. The ladies are beautiful. It's a great place to go spend an afternoon, as long as you don't care what the hell's going on the field.
And talking about spending an afternoon, it's a great place to spend an evening with you and I because we got some shit to talk about.
Absolutely. What do we got to talk about?
Oh my God, we got $2 million grave plots. We have the power of a certain muscle we're going to talk about. To relate over to that, we're going to talk about an OnlyFans social media outlet that has just been blowing up lately in the news.
I heard about this OnlyFans thing.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about it.
And on top of that, we're going to talk about a guy who's married and his wife said, go ahead, have a girlfriend. But there's rules attached to it.
Of course, there's always rules. And I'm sure she reserves the right to change her mind at any point, even mid-girlfriend.
And more importantly, you want to give a special shout-out to a new fan watching.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. See, that's why I sent that to you. You made fun of me when I did it, and we talked about it about 3 seconds ago, and I already forgot.
So for the record,
we're going to give a shout-out to a new member of the congregation. This is to Jameson Delita. Hey, welcome aboard, Jameson. Glad to have you. I hope you're watching and you're listening, and I hope you tell all your friends and family to join us. Welcome. Come, please meet Nelson Toe and Sammy Zenith and Ron England and the rest of the group. Kerry Vaden's nice. Tamara Jones has been missing for about a year and a half now, but she was kind of easy. You probably could have had a little something with her. But other than that, everybody is good. So get to know everyone.
So where should we start?
It's a good question. Well, now you keep talking about WAP.
Are you insulting me being Italian?
Well, no, that's the thing is I always was told that was not a thing you say very often on Grand Avenue if you don't want to get your ass beat,
Right.
right? Or on Harlem.
Right.
If a guy's wearing an ILU sweatshirt, driving an IROC and leaning to the side,
Or Taylor Street. Don't forget about Taylor Street.
or Taylor Street, right? I mean, you can go to Wrigley Field and watch the day goes by, but you're not going to say that kind of stuff.
Wow, I'll let that one slide.
Yeah. Watch
You
out.
just-
For Christmas, I'm going to buy you a guinea pig.
You just greased that one right through, huh? Slipped it right off the side like a curved ball.
Slipped it like a Mickey, like a Mick, like a turkey. Anyhow, I always thought that was an insult. Can you expound a little bit on that?
Sure. So some say WAP, others say WAP. Cardi B has made this popular again.
Okay.
3 letters, makes reference to the most powerful muscle in the world. Do we need to be a little bit more descriptive for our audience? Because I don't
For
want
our
them
audience,
leaving.
I think I know what you
I don't want them leaving the podcast, which we have a podcast now.
Right?
I don't want them
if the kids are in
leaving.
the car,
Right.
your muffs.
Yep. And if you need to know, we're gonna describe this. The W stands for wet.
It's the opposite of dry, right? I like that.
The A stands for would you say your bum?
Or a donkey,
Okay. So right?
right?
W
So you got
A.
a wet donkey.
and the P stands for the female part below the legs, below the waist, in between the legs.
I had a picture I was going to use, but I think we deleted it.
Thank God. But anyways, everybody knows what that means now, right? So we
Yeah.
talk about the power of the WAP. And then we're going to
The
take,
most powerful weapon known to mankind.
as far
worse
as
than
I
any-
know. So with that being said, we're going to take that term of
Right.
that muscle
Okay,
and we're going to direct it to the Blink 182 drummer. Do you know who we're talking about here? Travis Barker.
okay, yeah. Blink 182.
Now we're going to take it back 13 years.
Okay,
Now, you may say, who gives a shit about that band or that guy or what I'm about to say, but we're just talking about the power of what a female could have on a male.
and this is now we're talking about a rock star, not Charlie Watts, not Mick Jagger, but still a rock star. These guys,
Listen, to their age group, he's a rock star. And he
Right.
went through tragedy 13 years ago. So let me refresh everybody's memory
this
because that's what we
unlucky
do.
year.
We describe the story we're talking about. So even if you did not know what we're talking about, we're going to make you know what we're talking about.
Here you go.
So 13 years ago, tragedy. He was in a private plane, took off, and it crashed. Crashed at takeoff. I believe he was the only or one of 2 survivors. Burned badly. Now, not making fun of any of that because I've traveled the world and I've been on some pretty fucked up flights. I'm talking turbulence, the whole 9 yards, where I swore I was never getting on a plane before. And I'm gripping white knuckled when we're landing because of the turbulence. So I've been there, just didn't crash.
Right.
And you have too, I think, with me sometimes.
Oh,
We've been on some
out of Jamaica.
we've been on some propeller planes. That's all I can tell you.
We've been on propeller planes where the guy flying it, I think, was not even the bartender, but the bar back the night before. And he turned to our friend who he knew wasn't right in the head and said, yeah, you could try it for a little bit.
Because our friend said, "Yeah, I know how to fly planes." He goes, "Yeah, man, go ahead, take it." And he took the controls and almost crashed.
I don't get in the car with that guy. You're flying a plane. Anyhow, I'm sorry.
But
yeah.
anyhow,
It's white
so we
knuckle. We don't make
digress.
fun of plane crashes.
No, so anyways, he survived the plane crash. He
Right.
swore, and he stuck with it for 13 years, that he was never getting on a plane again. Okay, we're talking about Travis Barker here.
Right. I don't blame him.
He dates now Kourtney Kardashian. Maybe that's the kiss of death.
She's the cute one.
Yes. So Kourtney Kardashian convinced Travis Barker to get on a plane to fly to Cabo San Lucas. And he did.
You know why?
Why is that?
Power of the WAP.
So I forgot to mention the crash was so bad that you know why he was traumatized. It happened in 2008. He suffered third-degree burns on most of his body, and it crashed on takeoff, and 4 people perished. And this guy swore he would never be on planes because of his near-death experience. And actually, he went clean. He didn't do drugs anymore. Like, that's how much it scared him straight. All right? Along comes a female by the last name Kardashian. And just a few Saturdays ago, the Blink-182 drummer got on a plane for the first time since his plane crashed, which makes us bounce back to the term
WAP.
or WAP.
Or WAP. A WAP with a WAP. Real trouble then.
Now, for the record, though, it wasn't Courtney's plane. It was her younger sister Kylie's plane. Because, you know, Courtney's only worth $35 million, and Kylie, the younger sister, is worth $700 million. So I believe this might have been a better plane than Courtney's plane. Either way, Travis got on a plane with the Kardashians for the first time in 13 years because of the power of the
WAP.
Now, Rev, you being a man of the faith, how powerful of a WAP did that have to be for him to do that, based on his tragedy?
Well, the Bible, the good book, is full of stories of how that has really screwed guys over.
I thought you were
Well,
going to say the book is full of stories about WAPs.
It starts out with one, doesn't it? Right? Oh, hey, this guy seems lonely. All he's got is elephants and giraffes to talk to. Give him.
Oh, wait, you know what?
Steal a rib from him and make him make him a WAP of his own.
Rev, the garden.
Right.
That's a
What
WAP.
happens?
That's a WAP story.
Next thing you know, the guy's out on his ass. You can't. And it's the power. He says, "There's your Almighty God, the Lord, your Creator, says, listen, dude, I gave you everything. You're living in paradise. I got your own little bunny here. You know, do with her what you will. I got one rule. All right, there's one tree I don't want you to eat from. That one. I'll teach you all the good stuff that you don't need to know. Stay away from that tree. You will be happy forever." And what does she do? She goes, "You know, this place is nice. I just wish I had an apple."
And what does he do?
All right. I got one for you. I got one for you.
As he runs over there, do you think the sound effect goes whap 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 whap?
Yep. Whap, whap, whap. And then, it starts out that way and it ends pretty much the same way. The whole thing is just about how, hey, here's how she's going to get you. And that's,
So this story turned out a little bit better than the garden or his original plane flight 13 years ago. He survived and he had a nice weekend and all is over. But there you go.
He got lucky.
Yeah, yes, he did.
I hope he got lucky on both runways. We'll just put it that way.
Now, speaking of death.
What a great show we have.
This is going to be a segue.
I was going to say, speaking of WAPs and WAPs, let's go with speaking with death.
No, you know what? Let's go with WAPs and WAPs.
Nah. Let's talk about death. I'll save mine. Stay tuned. We have an exclusive Reverend Shnorr exclusive at the end of the show. We'll save that for later.
Really?
At the end of the show, there's a big exclusive coming up later. We're going to tease that. Speaking of WAPs, let's tease that.
Okay. All right. I see what you're doing.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of death, what do we got?
Would you pay $10 million for a shelf? No, I'm sorry, $2 million.
I wouldn't pay 2 or 10. Well, even if I had it.
So
For a shelf?
the wall closet for yourself after you pass away, right?
Right.
The wall closet, where they open it up in the wall and they slide you in?
I never understood how that worked. But, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a safety deposit box for your remains.
Exactly. So the burial crypt adjacent to Hugh Hefner and Marilyn Monroe in California is selling for $2 million. So when you die, You could be next to the biggest playboy our world has ever seen and the most beautiful lady that walked this earth for $2 million.
First of all, if they were alive, the one place I would never want to be is between Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner, because he's going to be trying to get there. And I don't have a WAP. I don't want a WAP of my own.
And
I don't
on the
need
other
him
side
trying
is
to
a
get
dirty
through me
WAP.
to get to her in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? He's a horn dog. She was the first Playboy model. I don't need to be between them two. Now you throw me on the other side of Maryland, and maybe you got something going. But I don't think she's quite as attractive as she used to be.
So what you're saying is it's a little dried up.
It is. And while, figure Hugh's a stiff, but, so is she. I don't need to be there. Why? I mean, let's think about this for a second.
So here, let me read the little article for you. Located at the Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park in Los Angeles, where celebrities including Natalie Wood are also buried, the granite crypt was purchased in the 1990s by theatrical composer and lyricist Jerry Herman. But when Mr. Herman died in 2019, he wasn't buried there. He went to New Jersey instead. So his goddaughter Jane said the family now wants to sell the unused crypt, and she's selling it for $2 million. Who wouldn't want to be next to Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner? He could be, or she could be, next to the two sexiest people that were ever alive. Did I sell it for you?
Two things. First, I would pay $2 million to not be buried in New Jersey. Second of all, how about Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner could be buried next to the sexiest guy alive up until, when they were dead. Hey, when they put you in there, you're a lot fresher than they are.
You got to give a shout out right here, Rev.
I don't care who you are. Hey, God bless Kylie MB. God bless you. There's a special place in heaven for you. Welcome. I'm glad you found us. And please come back every week. We do this every week.
More or less.
For the last several.
So the answer is
I'm going to
no.
go, no, I don't want to spend that. I would rather spend that $2 million trying to get a flight with Kourtney Kardashian while I'm still alive to enjoy it than I would be to lay next to the dry bones of a mother two when I can't do anything about it anyhow.
Could you imagine having like $2 million just laying around like, shit, you know what? Let's buy this now.
Honestly, if you're going to spend $2 million, you want to spend it in a way that you can make $3 million back, right? So you got to be in a position where you could give people tours. If I'm going to spend $2 million on that crypt, I got to make sure that I can, while I'm still alive, rent it to weird people who will pay me like $10,000 to spend an hour between Marilyn Monroe.
I was just going to say that. What happens if we took the cap off and we slide live people in for like 15 minutes at a time? Kind of like a tour. I was going to say kind of like a tour. Like you slide them in, we pull over a little screen so we don't enclose them. That would be bad. And then they could just like think about who's next to them.
Exactly. That now you're talking. If you can get
it's like those people who
are weird. They'll spend money on some crazy shit.
It's like those people who go floating those saltwater eggs.
Right. So you Airbnb it. You charge somebody, hey, here's $15,000. You get to spend half an hour between Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner. Do whatever you want in there. The maids will come clean it up when you're done.
We'll wash it out with Simple Green.
Right. I mean, how hard is it really? It's California, right? You send a lady in there with some Simple Green and a Swiffer, and you're good for the next guy.
All right. So we're not spending $2 million, and we still got a powerful WAP for the Blink-182 drummer.
Exactly. And I would venture to say that right now Marilyn Monroe's P is more of a DAP than a WAP.
Gotcha. Oh,
yeah.
P, like as in WAP.
Right. Well,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a dried up. It's a dup.
Okay, a dup.
It's a dup. It's a dried up.
Oh God, we're still on the air.
We are. Hey, God bless.
And speaking, who's still on the air? Should we move on?
Yeah, yeah.
Hot story. Hot story.
Oh,
Rev,
boy.
I told you should have been on this a long time ago. I want to know if any of the congregation has any, and you don't have to lie. You could just tell the truth because I might have subscribed to something here and there on OnlyFans just to see what it was all about, as in research for the Rev Show.
Well, of course, yes.
We're talking about OnlyFans. Now, Rev, do you know what OnlyFans is?
I really don't. I've heard of it. I don't really get what it is. And that's what I was going to ask you earlier. What is OnlyFans and how do I become a part of it?
So OnlyFans is like a triple X version. Well, they could say what they want, but it's a triple X version of like Instagram and TikTok. Basically, you buy subscriptions. So the Rev has
Right.
his Instagram and his Twitter and his Facebook. But if you want to see a little something extra,
OnlyFans get to see that.
Are you ready, Rev? We're going to make this happen. Do you want to see exclusive content that you can't see on Instagram or even the Rev Show? For $9.99 a month, you could be a part of Rev Schnorr's OnlyFans page, where a simple deposit from PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, or even a credit card, you will get exclusive content and maybe the Word of God to help all your muscles in your body become more holy and possibly WAP. So, join the Rev Schnorr OnlyFans page and you'll see what we see. How's that?
How much do you think I'm going to make?
Not much, so let's keep the show going.
All right, let's go. I had a feeling.
Do you know what your
I threw it all out there, too. I did everything I could think of.
you know what your first video possibly could be if you
I have
did
an idea.
minus the wine bottles? We can lead with that. Now, see, we should have never put that on the show because that could be on OnlyFans.
That could be it. Well, you know what? I think you were right. As we try that again, that was my venture into TikTok, and it went horribly wrong. But maybe we do, a reboot for OnlyFans, and we ditch the wine and definitely gonna ditch the clothespin.
So here's my point to this story that I picked out that I wanted your opinion of.
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna say, but excuse me. Whew. I want to know what you're gonna say before I give my final line.
Okay.
So, quick tidbit on the story. OnlyFans all of a sudden last week said we're gonna drop plans, and we're gonna drop the plans that we have in place, and we are gonna ban any type of pornography for the service. Basically, you're gonna pay for the same stuff you could get on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat or whatever the hell it is. Okay?
Right.
So they say, that's it. The banks don't want to fund us anymore. No more pornography, no more nudity. Still pay, but you're going to get what we give you every day for free.
Well, why the hell would you pay for that then?
Exactly. Well, guess what? Some suit and tie, not the guy to this side of me, said, yeah, we should stop that. And the banks are not going to pay out the residuals anymore because there's nudity and pornography. Well, then guess what happens?
It would be like having a hit television show that is like a cultural phenomenon, because every day people get angry with themselves and each other about relationship problems, and they get into physical altercations, and everybody tunes in to watch those, and then somebody goes, all right, that's it, no more fighting. You'd have to be that friggin' stupid.
I couldn't imagine what that show would have been or what it was or the one you're talking about. But anyways, guess who steps in?
Barry Diller. No, I'm sorry. Who?
Another choice?
Mark Cuban.
No, the advertisers. And
Oh,
they go,
even better.
whoa. Wait a second. We
We've been
advertise.
making money here, probably, huh?
Yeah. What's a nipple slip? Okay, it happens all the time when women are breastfeeding in the park.
It's a Super Bowl halftime show. Come on.
And Pepsi still sponsored that. So, guess what happens? They find different banks to help fund their OnlyFans page. And as of this week, we are back in business.
There you go.
There you go.
Rick predicted it.
Rick might have
Well,
some
that's
memberships
good.
like me.
So now I'm all set then. I can go set up my OnlyFans, and everybody here who's been a faithful viewer can pay a little extra to see a little extra.
Right. Maybe we'll get a little crazy.
Hey, I'm a capitalist.
Okay.
And so if there is a market, and, what the hell? Are you going to keep people from what they want? I'm not that kind of guy. It's a socialist thing. I ain't a socialist. Come on. Someone wants to see my nipple? Hey, what the hell? You got to pay for it, but I'll show it to you.
So what you're saying? I wonder if we could stream live on OnlyFans.
Oh my God! Wait, time out.
Are you using a 30-second or a minute timeout?
No, it's a
Stop the presses.
fluid one. It's a fluid one.
Oh, fluid. Okay.
We're not doubling up. This isn't football.
Okay.
All joking aside, honestly, nobody wants to see me. Nobody. I turn the lights off before I take a shower. Nobody wants to see me get undressed. But I'd be happy to host a show where people want to see undressed, show up undressed. Can you do that kind of thing? Like a
nude
Reverend
talk show.
Carlito Uncensored
Well, think
on
about it.
OnlyFans?
Think about this. Naked and Afraid. What's the one where they go through the jungle naked? Is it Naked and Afraid?
Yeah, I thought you were asking me the title. I was like, I think it's like, look out for the snake. He's creeping up on you.
Right. So
Naked and Afraid. But you could have Naked and Afraid without the pixelations, which would not be very good. Even the pretty girls don't look attractive by day 10.
I think we're onto something.
But we could do a talk show where me and you stay the way people would like to see us clothed. But
With
we
our
can
maroon
have guests
fishing,
who don't.
we could have maroon fishing T-shirts on,
right?
shorts, possibly for me a maroon fishing hat. But you're
And we
saying,
can interview strippers in different stages of dress.
or maybe what helps them earn the most money? What outfits?
On OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Let's
Can
look into
we-
that. We're going to look into that.
Stream uncensored shows on OnlyFans. That's what we got to look into.
Huh.
How much would you guys pay to see us talk to hot naked people?
Now,
Let
we're
us-
only doing it to help.
Well, yes, it's a counseling expedition.
I call it research.
We want to save their souls, more or less. Now, what else we got on tap? Oh,
What?
you were going to tell me about a husband who gets permission to cheat
Oh.
on his wife, but there's rules.
Rev, imagine being married for. Hang on.
I'm sorry, what?
Imagine being married.
Was that out loud?
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Nothing.
Okay. 20 years marriage. Your wife says, I'm not really interested in sex anymore. Maybe quarterly, but
That happens
not too
around
much.
year 3.
And perhaps you should get a girlfriend.
That happens on year never. That's really?
Few rules in place. You'd have to be very discreet. Our family couldn't know about it.
Okay. Makes sense.
No sleepovers allowed. So basically nooners.
Okay.
That's afternoon meetups for those who don't know what WAP means. I'm just helping you out here.
Which is
And,
I mean, really,
and the kids.
That's the prime time to be doing that anyhow. Who the hell wants to stay?
I would
First
guess
of all
in
the
this.
good shows are on at night. I'm tired by then.
I would guess this agreement would not happen on OnlyFans, so it'd be more discreet than that. And the kids can never find out. And there's some other rules. Let me look down here on the rules. This is legit. Everybody thinks that we come up with the Reverend like Dear Rev, like they write us emails, which they do, and they go, "Oh, you're full of shit with the letters you get." I mean, we get some of the DMs, right? You know, "Oh yeah, you made up that letter, Dear Rev." Well, here's one. This is from. Let me see here. This story popped on August 20th. A baffled man has sought marital advice after his wife informed him he was allowed to have a secret girlfriend because she was no longer interested in sex. There you go.
Well, first of all, dude hit the lottery there. Say what you will about her interest in the bedroom, it's a hell of a wife. Because everybody in any marriage reaches a point where she don't want you no more. It's usually, after she got the number of kids she wanted, or the house she wanted, or whatever.
So the author of this story interviewed the guy. He said, "We live in a small town, so it looks like any girlfriend would probably have to be long distance."
Well, that makes no sense. Although it depends on how many miles you got on your.
Exactly, because if you can't do a sleepover and they got to be nooners, that means you're getting up at 3:00 in the morning to travel some distance just to get a WAP, and you got to be back by nightfall. Hell, that's a one hell of a. I'd rather date Rosie Palm.
Oh no! It depends on your job situation first.
Okay.
If you're free all day, hey, what the hell? It's like. You just got to transfer your clock around. So this guy, let's say he's got to work and stuff like everybody does. So if I was him, I'm going to find a third shift job. You're going to work from midnight to 8 in the morning. Okay? You like working from noon to 8 at night, but you're working midnight to 8 in the morning. At 8 in the morning, you get off of work, you grab some breakfast, you head over to your side broad's house, apartment, whatever. Take a shower, relax. It's like you had dinner and you can have a drink now. You're off of work and you have date night, which is in the middle of the afternoon. Take a little nap, fall asleep for a little bit. You go home. You got what you needed. You go home. You say hi to the wife. She's getting ready. She's eating her dinner. She's getting ready to go to bed. Take a little nap, take a shower, and go back to work.
I love it.
You never really have to see the one who don't like you, and you get to do what you want with the one who does.
Here's one of the guy's responses. My wife's offer sounds difficult to accomplish, but not completely impossible.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and where there's a WAP, there's a will. So I would say,
this guy's name's Dave.
Dave is gonna figure it out, because if anybody else was given that offer and they didn't try to figure it out, shame on them. Now, Kimmy K's got a question. Wait, what about the men who can't perform anymore? Can she get a hall pass? Well, here's the deal, Kimmy K.
You'd have to be on the watch.
She don't want the guy can't perform, and she goes, I'm tired. I don't want it. Maybe once a quarter. Is that like when the stocks? Every time your stock reports earnings, you get laid. Otherwise, no.
So basically, it's like a dividend check.
Right? Yeah. When your dividends come in, you get lucky, and then you're dry for the next 3 months. Now, if it were reversed, maybe there's a guy who says, I'm not interested in doing it no more. You can go out and get a boyfriend. Now, would you allow that? Because it's a little different. Not to be a sexist guy.
Read that comment to our podcasting audience.
For those of you who are tuning in audio only, while I was talking, a comment came up on our video here from one of our loyal congregants. And so this is why you should every once in a while tune into our YouTube channel. I said, my wife would crazy glue my tip to my gut. That is how I think most women would respond to this. Most women are not going to say, hey, go find a girlfriend. Even if they did, they would change their minds and you'd wake up with a with a bottle of crazy glue next to your bed and your belly hair getting pulled from your night.
So let that be a lesson to you. If you have any thoughts about having a nooner with a side hustle and you come home and see crazy glue on a nightstand, I would sense it's time to sleep on the couch.
Yeah, lock the door. If you can find a couch in a room with a lock on the door, I'd do that too.
Oh, shit.
Crap.
Well, Rev, what do you got for the show? I mean, I'm missing out on your great knowledge of life here.
So there's a few things we got to touch on here. And I forgot what they all were. Wow, there's a lot has gone on really lately. We have, but I'm going to share you a video. I don't know if anyone knows. The governor of New York had to resign. Okay.
Perry Como?
Yeah, something like that. It's Perry Cuomo or something. He had to resign due to sexual harassment allegations. And everyone was wondering,
allegations.
right? And people were wondering, well, what the hell is he going to do now? Where is he? This is a Reverend Shnorr brother Carlito exclusive video. We have found video of what he's doing now. I will warn you, it's not pretty. It's really kind of sad and disturbing. But I think in the interest of humanity and the world here, we need to expose it and show you what he's up to. He lost his job as governor. In exchange, New York got their first female governor ever, and now he's looking for a job, and this is what he's doing.
Hickory dickory do. The governor's taking a liking to you. Come sit on my cabinet and let me start stabbing it. There'll be a state pension in the future for you. Oh! There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. She got the COVID. She didn't know what to do. I forced the nursing homes to take her in. She coughed and coughed and coughed again. So she killed half the people on floor 2. How lucky are you? You get to sit right there and talk to the governor, huh? You get to see me right up close. I'd grab your boobs if I could, but, you know, the FBI is watching. There was a state trooper who had a nice pooper. I mean, that ass was fine. I told her as much. I reached in for a touch. Now the ass on the line is mine. Oh! You believe that? You believe that shit? Me? They're telling me I'm no good, huh? Obviously, they never spent much time around me. But they know I am the shit. You don't become a Cuomo by accident, now you gotta be born into that. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Join my staff, it's not so scary. I'll tell you, you're pretty, then I'll grab your teddies, and you'll see my deck almost nary. There was a young lady named Bennett who got banged, but she never consented. I counseled her too much. I reached in for a touch. You know, they get away with that shit in the Senate. Little boy Blue. Hey, now he's got a gig on CNN.
Who was that guy?
is Andrew Dice Cuomo.
And that's what you can see on OnlyFans, people.
Well,
Oh!
I told you it wasn't pretty. Andrew Dice Cuomo, that's what he's doing now.
I love it.
No jokes. He's down at Dangerfields.
You know what that son of a did?
Well, no, what did he besides grab a bunch of boobs and butts? What
Besides that, when he
What did
moved
he-
on it, now I'm gonna piss. You know what? I'm a little pissed off about him. I just remembered this. I'm hot underneath the collar. All right.
I got you.
He freaking left the mansion, moved out, and left
Right.
his dog. He adopted a dog from a what do you call a rescue dog, and the dog never was really behaving, and it was all over the news. We should have talked about that. He moved out of the mansion and left the dog.
Come on. Mother, first of all, the dog deserves being in a mansion more than he does anyhow. Second of all, you know what else he did?
With more,
Oh, you think the dog story's bad?
I'm gonna make sure you know what, because the Rev Show, we tell breaking news and we tell it fair and balanced in the right way, and not left and not right and right down the middle,
Right.
not being by. I'm gonna look it up right now. Go ahead, keep going, Rev.
So here's what I don't get all the details right because I saw this. Like you said, I don't give a crap what party he's from, right? A jagoff is a jagoff is a jagoff, and here's one, and so before he's leaving office, right? He's done. There's nothing left to do for him. He can't help nobody. He can't do no. One thing he can do is pardon people. And I don't understand why this is even a political thing anymore. Everybody got mad when Trump pardoned people they thought shouldn't be pardoned. And they get mad when Obama did and when Bush did. Every outgoing somebody pardons people who probably shouldn't be pardoned. So why the hell are they why do they have that power? I don't know. It comes at a point in their career when the voters don't have a say anymore, right? We can't punish them by not voting them in anymore. They pardon everybody on their way out. And then they go sign book deals and shit. So this guy, he's on his way out for being touchy-feely with everybody. And one of the last things he does as governor is he makes a pardon of a guy who killed police officers in the 60s as part of the Weather Underground because the dude's son was, begging him, oh, Governor Cuomo, can you pardon my dad? Now, that's his outgoing message to the world is kill a couple of cops by blowing them up and I'm going to let you out. So if you didn't think he was a jagoff before, his last duty as governor should tell you, keep your WAP away from him. Piece of garbage. And it's not and like I said, people of every party do that before they leave the office, and they shouldn't be doing it. Quit pardoning people on your last goddamn day on the job. It's like being CEO of the company and saying, hey, everybody who got fired can come back and work here. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Whoa,
And that's what he did. He was a
I
horrible,
thought you were really
horrible
leaving.
person. Huh?
I thought you were really leaving.
Oh,
I was
no,
like,
I ain't
whoa,
leaving.
we didn't even do a peace shot yet.
No, we didn't do it. It's an important peace shot tonight.
So supposedly, I looked up. He said he moved out of the Albany residence last week and has been staying with one of his sisters. One staffer took Captain home for a few days, but decided the pup was way too much to handle. Cuomo said, "I am reconnected with my dog. I'm a man. I am a two-part. I'm a man and his dog together. He is part of our family. That's the way it will be. We'll see."
Right. We'll see. In the meantime, his brother's on CNN reporting stories about his brother getting ousted from being governor. So at least, everything is objective over there. Peacetime.
Yes.
So I brought us into the show with lyrics from the Rolling Stones. Because yesterday, one of the best drummers in rock and roll history, if not the best drummer in rock and roll history, succumbed to life. You know, he succumbed. Nobody lives forever.
And he was married to the same woman his whole life, I believe.
That's what I read. That he became a member of the Rolling Stones in like 1963, and he
Right.
married his wife in '64, and they've been married ever since. Charlie Watts passed away at 80 years old. By all accounts, I'm not musical at all, but everything I read, people will
Telling me.
say, you know, the secret weapon of the Rolling Stones, what made them so good, was their drummer. Keith Richards was quoted as saying, you know, the best part about being in the Rolling Stones was I never had to even think about the drummer. And he played bass, right? He played guitar. He said, I don't have to worry about what the drummer's going to do because it's Charlie. Charlie does what Charlie does, and it's perfect. So, if you are a rock and roll fan or a music fan, I don't think there's too much you can deny that the Rolling Stones are one, if not the best rock and roll band ever.
Everybody could toe tap to one of their songs.
Right. And them other four guys from England, they're all right. The Stones endured. And they really took American blues, infused it with rock, took it to another level. And Charlie Watts was a jazz drummer. He had to teach himself those blues beats. I read that too. So tonight's first piece shot is to Charlie Watts and to the Rolling Stones, who lost their backbone, the heart and soul of their band. So God bless Charlie Watts. Rest in peace. And I hope that you have joined that heavenly band in the sky, which right now is sadly stellar because we've lost too many good rock and rollers lately. Now, I was going to end this show with other lyrics from another fantastic, now not quite as famous and not at all rock and roll. This guy was a country music guy from the 60s and 70s. He was a storyteller, and I love stories in my music. He wrote songs you might have heard, like Harper Valley PTA, that spawned a movie and a TV show. One of my all-time favorites, called I Like Beer. It's a beautiful song. Spotify it, look for it. And probably one of the best songs ever written is called Faster Horses, Younger Women, Older Whiskey, and More Money.
See the moon above
There you go.
the mountain. Watch the stars.
It's a story about a young guy, a young idealistic guy, poet, who goes into a tavern and he sees this skinny cowboy. And he thinks, this guy's a philosopher. He's got tobacco stains. He's too skinny to keep his pants up. He's got to drink beer. And I got to ask him about the mysteries of life. And so that cowboy spit between his boots and he replied, son, it's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, and more money. And the poet kid goes, I was disillusioned. I grabbed him by the collar. I told him I was a poet. I was looking for the truth. I do not care for horses, whiskey, women, or the loot. I'm a writer. My soul's all on fire. He looked at me and said, you are a liar. It's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, and more money. And the kid eventually becomes a mature man. And he comes back to reality. And he realizes that if his son ever asks him about the mysteries of life, he would affirm that it's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, and more money. So at Tom T. Hall, one of the best country music writers and singers of all time, who also passed away this week at the age of 85. God bless, rest in peace, and thank you for the stories. And I will keep my eye out for a sneaky snake because he keeps stealing all of our beer.
Well done, Rev.
And that is what I got for today. I hope everybody had a good time.
I got a glitch on my computer.
I know. I keep getting a little like noise.
Like
video.
Max Headroom or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Rev, hell of a show, bro. I'm going to go grab some beers. I'll catch you at the tavern.
Yeah, I'll be over there. You could bring the how many more races we got at Arlington? Bring the race form.
Yeah, I got it in the back of the Crown Vic.
All right. I'll meet you over at the tavern. We'll go over to race form because Arlington's closing soon. Arlington Heights Bears are moving in. Hey, God bless everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time. It's been a while. I hope it was worth the wait. It was for me. We will be back again. We're going to bring you the best entertainment, information, and news and soul feeding stuff we can to make your life as good as it can be made with our influence, which is probably not very much better than it normally would be, but it gives you something to do for an hour. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, call your people, tell them, tune in. Reverend Shnorr will save your soul. Brother Carlito will help him do it. Tune into the podcast. Tune into the YouTube channel. Tune into the Facebook Lives. Follow us, like us, tweet us, crap us, whatever, WAP us. I would like to actually ask every woman out there who can to please WAP us as much as you possibly can, whenever you possibly can. We've made a deal with the devil as long as it happens at noon and there are no sleepovers. God bless. You have one for me. I'm going to have one for each one of you. Till next time. Yeah. Hey, don't be mean to each other. Good night. Hey, what is it? Fuck this shit. I'm out. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here.